Okay, so now we will be doing the WhatsApp app, and then you can see the layout for the reference here, and this is what we'll be designing. So to begin with, so let's open a project, empty project, and then we have deleted everything. We have deleted. This is our new Flutter project, and then we have deleted everything. So as as to start, so what we'll do, import material dot. Okay, and then you have to add void main, and in the void main what we do is we have to call the run app, and that run app basically should call a man. So let's say this is our WhatsApp. Now it is showing us error because we have not initialized the WhatsApp class. So what we will do, we'll say stateless stl, and it is asking for a class name. Now we'll give it as WhatsApp. Okay, done. So now you can see this app now. Now this is what we have to design. It has an app bar. Along with the app bar, there is also another bar here. Okay, basically we call it as a tab host bar. Okay, and then we have this widgets. Okay, so now before beginning the code, what we'll do is we'll break it down. We'll break down the WhatsApp into our hierarchy tree. Okay, so this is basically how I do. What I do is even before doing any app, I try to break it down into either rows or columns or any other tile which I feel is comfortable. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll open this image in Paint. So there is a snipping tool which can help us better snip. No problem. Hmm. So what we'll do, we'll go to home, we'll close this image. Now we have this image here. I'll open it in Paint. Okay. Now this is all repetitive, so I'll specifically close. This is good enough. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll tell you the breakdown of this app. How do we have it? Okay. Now I'll take a box brush, a brush here. I'll take right. Okay. So box. Now from here to here is my scaffold. Okay. So this would be my scaffold. And next, what do I have inside that scaffold? I will have a app bar. Now, if we see in the app bar, we do not just have a title, but we also have a two more buttons here. Okay, so this is our app bar. Now, again, if we see below this app bar, we should have a body. Now, this is our body. This is our body. Okay. Now, in this body, what we should have? We should have a column. Now, where is our column? Color. Okay. Okay. So now, okay. So now if you see, this is a column because things are arranged in the column wise, right? So, but in this column, so all these things, now this as a whole, this is along with the body, this as a whole is in terms of column because things are broken down into column. But inside this column, our first widget will be a, can you tell me what will be my first widget? Hello?
Row.
Yes. Our first widget would be a row. In that row, we'll be having three widgets, and then followed by we have a, we'll design only one. Now this again will also be a row, right? But this will be a row where first we have an image, we have an image, and then inside that image we will have a column. We will have a column. Okay, so I'll try to make it more simple. Please do not worry here. Okay, so what I'll do again, I hope everybody is clear till, everybody is clear till here. Yes, do you need any explanation from my side
Uh,
till here?
it's clear.
Okay, right. So now I'll just take it. Run app. I have now this will be WhatsApp. Just a class name. In that class name, I have a material app and I have a scaffold. Okay, now scaffold has two things. What is that? Scaffold will have an app bar. Okay, and scaffold has a body. Now let's very specifically be in app bar. In the app bar, I should have either a row or basically I should have anything. I should have a title. Have a title, and then I should have a icon. Icon is of search, and then in the app bar only I should have a, what you can say, again this is an icon. What do you call this three dots? Maybe
More
settings.
options.
Huh?
More options. You can
Oh,
call that.
okay. Icon, we can have more options. More options. Okay. This is three widgets which you want, and now what we have to do. So far either we had a title. So one such thing which I can understand at this point of time is that in the app bar we will see if we can have a, in the app bar, okay, we will see if we can have a row again, okay, and what we will have in app bar, we have a title, right, and we'll see if we can add a row, or for now don't let's not make it more complicated. Let's say in the app bar we should have these three things. Clear? Everybody clear till here? Okay, now we come to the main body. Now what is that body? From here onwards, now we are focusing on this, okay, this body. So in the main body, the first thing what we will have is, we will have a column. Okay, why column? Because everything is arranged in the column. Okay, now in that we should have this chat status and chat calls and status, but now that has to be, now that is what should have. So in the column, the first child will be a row. Okay, we will have a row, and inside this row we will have chat. Chat will be our first widget, calls will be our second widget, and status will be our third widget. Okay, so in the column, this is the whole column. Our first column will be a row. Okay, in the similar thing what we have done earlier in the profile app. In the column, our second widget will be a row again. Okay, because this specifically, if I can make everything, okay, okay. Now I'm going to zoom it out and explain you better. So now here, okay. So in the body, I had a column because this whole stuff is a column. Okay, this is the column, and then in this column I have a my first child is a row, and inside that row I have put these three children. And what will be my second child after this? Again, this will be a row, because if you see this inside a column there is a row, because this row will have now this row. Now what I'm doing is I'm breaking it down further. I'm breaking only this thing further. Okay, now what would be the first thing? Now these things can be further broken down as this is the whole row, right? Now we can break it down into two more rows. So this is my first widget, this is my first, and this is my second as a whole. But inside this row there is a column here again, this part. This is a column. Why? Are you guys able to understand me,
Yeah,
guys?
Yes.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
So in the column, my second will be a row. So this is a row. In that row, if I holistically break it into two, this is as a whole is a row. But inside that row, what I should have? I should have my first parameter would be an icon, or what I can say it as a profile picture to make it understand. Profile picture. That would be my first uh, widget in the row. In the second widget, I will not have a text, because now I want this text. If there would be only Jane, only this Jane and not anything else, then I would directly add the name, username. But I have two more things, right? So here what will I do is, now I'll not consider these things, but I'll only give these things because I want you to work on this. So profile, I'll have a column, and inside this column what I will have is a user name, and second will be message they have sent, message. So if I want to put a what it is a text which says message. Here it will be a text. Your name. Your profile picture will be an image. This all things will be text. Okay. So now once we do this, now what we'll do? I'll copy this row, I'll copy this row, okay, and I'll further paste it. And I'll paste it. Okay, got it? So now this is one way of doing it. Okay, but now there is also another way to do it. Okay, so now if you see, things are getting more complicated here, isn't it? Creating more and more stuff, but still it is easy. So what I have done was, if you see, if you open the folder which I have given you, the one which is the same implementation, I have done it using a new widget called a list time, which is very simple. Okay, so what will I do? I'll show you a new approach to this. So now in Flutter, you have to understand that there is not only one method to implement the widgets. Okay, you can use multiple methods to do it. So this is one this is method. So if you see, using this you can break it down very easily. But now if I don't want row and column, and now if I'll see if there is a widget which can directly give me all these things. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do this. Okay, any queries so far in understanding the hierarchy structure of the app, guys?
No queries.
Okay, okay, so let's begin. If you have anything, please stop me in between, and then I'll clear it. Because if you don't ask questions, I feel that everything is going good, and then I'll continue with that. Okay, so that's why. If you have anything, please reach out. So everything is clear till here. Uh, what I have to do first is I want this color. Okay, I want this app bar. What will I do? Go here. Excuse me. Okay, I'll return a material app. Material app. I have a home. Home has a scaffold. Scaffold has a app bar. So, app bar. App bar. I want a text. Wait, this is nothing but a title. Okay, title is nothing but a text. And I say WhatsApp. Okay, let's go and run this. Where is our app? Okay, so accomplish the first step. WhatsApp. Now color. Color is what we want. Let's go and change the color. What you want? App bar color, right? So what we'll do, we'll see if I can add a, not to the scaffold, app bar, right? We want the color only to the app bar. So we'll say color, background color is colors dot green. Okay, we have it similar but not satisfactory, right? So now I'm going to introduce you a new type. So far what we were doing is we are using ready-made colors, right? But we want only definitely this color only. So what do we do? Now I'll go to Google. It's my Chrome. Okay, I'll go to Google, and now I have just installed a plugin. So what you can go and find out the hex code. So what is the hex code? It is as good as color. If you don't want ready-made colors, as it is already suggesting us, what you can do is you can also add your own custom color. Now how to do that? Now I'll go and check WhatsApp. Okay, so this is the layout. So what I've done is I have installed a plugin like Visor. I have installed a plugin called as Colorzilla. What it does, once I click on that, it gives me a picker. Page color picker active. Okay, I have a color picker. So now what it does is it helps me color, pick color from page. So what I go click here, it gives me a color. Okay, so it says color copy to clipboard. And what do? I take that color and I say color 0 x ff. Okay, so now what did I do? This is nothing. If you have worked with website development, you would understand this. If not, all you need to understand is now I had a color. There is something called as hex code. So every color will have a code. It is called as the hex code. Okay, color code. So it is basically a combination of RGB. So it is combination of, if you see hex code. So if I select any color, right, it will have a certain hex code. So what did I do? I had a plugin from where I went and I copied this color code. Okay. Now I copied that code, and in this normally how do we write? How do we write give background color? We use colors dot whatever we have so far. But then if you see, the color which I want is not available here because that is shade of gray, right? Here either I'm getting green, gray. So also I can have a green here, and then green here, and then in that I have a bracket and I say 100, and I can run it. So this is basically shades of gray, like 600. I can have a shade, but I want exactly what it was there here only. So I don't want to experiment it, but directly what will I say? I'll not use the color which you have given me. I'll use a hex code. Hex code is also a way how you can color it. So what I'll say color, I'll open up this, and now what I say 0x ff. So this is basically a standard integer value because it has to be given in the format of RGB, and then I paste it. Okay, so this is the color code I want to use. Okay, now if I run it, I'll get the exact color which I wanted, like this on my phone. Okay, good. Next, what should I do? I'll go to my now I have to create a body. Okay, let's go and create a body. But then before that, I need to create this as well. Now so far we have not added more than one text or anything. So let's go and experiment and see what can be done here. So in the app bar, I can have a title, have a background color. I should also have some things to add widgets. So it is automatically asking me if I want to add some widgets. Actions, widgets. See, it is automatically asking me widgets. I said, okay, let's go and try. I'll say icon, and I'll see icons dot, what we can say, this is a search. And now let's run it and see what happens. Just a moment. So I have it here. Okay. So did you see? Now we have an automatically, just there is an actions widget, and then it is also like a row. Maybe it is like a row where I can just put comma and I can add widgets. So first icon was search. What is my next icon? My next icon is a settings button. I don't know what exactly it is called, but let's go and search for it. Okay, I'll put Control D, and rather than putting search, I'll put some other widget. Control space bar. Okay, so that is called as, just have to insert. I'm able to see it here.
It's called more underscore VERT.
More. Okay. Oh, great. Thank you. So more underscore what? Vertical. Okay. I rerun it. Okay. Oh, awesome. But now let's see. Okay. Now there is a space between them. Now what should I do here? Sized box. Width 30, comma, run. 30 is too much. Let's keep it 20. Save it. Okay. But then but this is also in very corner. Our fingertip will not able to reach there. So what we will do? Copy the same thing. Come below. Run. Okay. For here we'll not give 20, but let's give it 10. Okay. So you can see something same as we already have here. Right? So we are done with this. Next, what we do is we have to create this. Right? Now we are already now for that, but the whole thing is in a column, as I've told you. Now let's go back to our this thing, right? In the body, first you have to initialize a column, and the column will have a row. First row will have all these things, and the second row will have all these things. Okay, now let's go and do that. Okay. Okay, so now I'll close the app bar. App bar work is done. Come down. I'll have a body now. Now body will be a column. Yes, it would be a column because we want the things to be arranged in a vertical manner. In the column, what should I have? Column says the first thing I have to use is you have to have children. Okay. So in the column, the first children will be a row again. Why? Because here we have all those three things. And in row again we have to, row is as row and column are both brother sisters. So again rows first parameter should always be children. So inside this row, what will I do? I'll go and check. So my first will be a chat. So first, before that, what I have to do? I have to give a, so I'll give a text. The text I'll say it as what is there. It has to be a chat and it has to be a white color. Chat, comma. It has to be a style. It has to be a text style. Text style. And then I have to add a color, and the color will be colors dot white. Okay, now let's run and see what happens now. This is my phone. I run it. Oh, syncing. Okay.
I think because background is white.
Yes, absolutely correct. So for that, what we'll try, we'll make the color black now, and then we'll run it. Okay, we have got this. So now what will I do? Is I will copy this. Okay, first let me reformat the code. Okay, I have a text here. The text gets over here. Now let me style the color here only. Color is black, and then I have to give some font size. Let me give it as 25.0. Let me check with that. Okay, it is less than 25. Let's make it 20. Okay, and then the 22. Let's make it 22. Then what I want, see, if you see bit, it is bit bold. So now what will I say? I use font weight, and then now I'll say font weight dot bold. Okay, looks better. I think that is too much, right? I'll say weight 500. See, that is the reason why I said we need to experiment it. Let's make it 400. Okay, I think this is good enough. Next, what will I do? I can reformat code. Okay, now what I'll do is copy this, paste it. I don't want to rework on the same things. Okay, chat. Next, what all other parameters which I have here? It will be calls and status. Okay, it will be, where is it? Calls. Open this, and then we'll have status. Chat calls status. Okay, no problem. Now what happened? Spacing is the issue, but before that we have to give it a background color, same as this, right? So now let's see if we can give a background color in a row. We cannot give a background color here directly. So what we will do, this row, we'll put it in a container, because container has a color, and we can, where is the color? The color is already there upstairs. I'll go here. I'll copy this color. I'll paste it here. Okay, now run it. Okay, good. So now this is done. Now what is the next thing we have to do? This has to be spaced. So this is the reason why I spaced. I told you about that main axis alignment in the earlier chapter. So what I'll do, I'll write main axis alignment. Okay. So for a row, the main axis is y-axis and the cross axis is x-axis. But for a column, the main axis is x-axis and the cross axis is y-axis. Okay, I hope you get it. So now what I'll do, main axis alignment dot center. Now I'll not experiment, but can anybody just come online and tell me what parameter should I use here?
Space all around.
Yes, space around. Okay, and I say okay. Now if you see, oh awesome, we got it. Okay, but now what you have to do? Let's change this color back to white. Okay, this is done. But now if you see, the height here is more. Here we have less. Now how do we take care of that? A container, as I told you, always has a, this is the container, right? A container has a height and width. I can give height as 100, and now let's try it out. No, this is too much. Now let's give it 50. It's okay now? We'll see. Good enough. Good enough. Almost same. This line has to be removed. So this is a challenge for you to remove it. It is very simple, but then I'll give you this challenge. Okay. So maybe then we have to decrease the font size a bit, maybe, but you can do that. Okay. So now we are done with the second part. Okay, of this. Now if I just do one thing, what I can do is I can copy paste it everywhere. Okay, so I'll close the body now, not body. In the body, now basically here we decided that we'll have a column. In the column we decided had a row. But then now what came into picture? Container came into picture. So and now that is dynamically changed. So now you cannot at the first place always think that okay, this row will not have a border or it will not have a color, so we'll wrap it in a content. You cannot decide that. This is the core fundamentals. We know this is going to be there, irrespective of this may or may not be. Okay, so this is the first widget in the column. Okay, and I put comma. I come below. Now I see here. What is next? Now here, what I can do is, if you see uh, the next thing right here, it is 90% influenced by what we have done in the previous app. Now where is the previous app? Just showed you. So this app, so this is something similar to this, which you can put it using row and column. But then now I'll show you the new method to do it, and then I want you people to do it using row and column. Okay. So now what I will do is, now I'm working on these sections, this, right? And I'll show you a simplest method to do this. So here I'm introducing you a new widget called as list tile. Okay, so this is kind of list style where you have an image, you have a title, you have a subtitle, and you can have something here. So now if you see, this is also something similar to what a WhatsApp has. So what Flutter team has done, as I was also telling you earlier, that Flutter 90% of the work for you is already done by the Flutter team. Okay, and now all you have to do is you have to know what to use and when you should use it. So I'll show you the simplest method to build a WhatsApp now. Now what I'll do is in the container, I'll go and create something called as list style. Okay. So now what is this list style and how it works is what I'll show you further. So a list style. So now I'm introducing you to a new widget like rows and columns. I'm introducing you to the new widget. So this list style has a control space, has a title. Okay. So now let that title. Let's for now put anything and see what happens. Title will be definitely be of type text and say hi and then just run it. Okay, and then press control space. It is saying subtitle. Okay, let's put a text which again says hello. I'm just experimenting it to see what things are there, and then then we'll see how we align it. And then I press control space, and then there is something called there as leading. Okay, leading. Okay, I think it is something like we can use image. So let's put an image there. Okay, I say image. I'll just give a color for this image. Okay. Yeah, I'll give this one icons. Icons dot. Okay. If I have a leading, then there should also be something called as trailing, and then I'll give a text. I'll say size it. Okay. So now if you see the structure of this is something similar to what we already have in a WhatsApp, but the sim and then if you see it is almost 90% same. Okay. So now let's do the thing similar to here. Okay. Now it means here if I close it and here hi is nothing but the username. Hello is nothing but the subtitle. I mean the message. The icon is nothing but the leading. You can give any icon and the trailing is at the end. So now what will I say? So title. So now what I'll do is leading. Let's keep the icon as it is. Now I'll change the title to Jane. I'll change the subtitle to is hey there, are you using WhatsApp? Okay, and the trailing is a time. So I'll give it some time. Now time is 11:49 a.m. Okay, almost same, but now what I have to do is style it a bit, comma, style, text style, font, font weight is font weight dot bold. It also had some, what it should have? It should have some font size. Font size, let's make it 20. Okay, but then, okay, this is cool, looks good. But then we want a spacing between them. What do I do? Below this, I have the, wait, okay, I cannot directly add it there. So first let's work on this. And now I have a text here. Now a text seems similar, but then we have to darken this weight, right? So we have a subtitle here, and I'll say style, I say text style, and I'll say font weight, and that is font weight dot 500. Okay, this looks good. Okay, and then here, what I can do is first I'll reformat the code. I have a list style here. Okay, inside this list style, I'm done with the first text. I'm done with text style. Now leading icon, I want to, this leading icon, I can change this and I can also make it as a circular avatar. Why? Because I want a circular image here. Okay, I can add a circular avatar, and now it can have a background color. Now for now I'll just give colors dot red. I'll just run it and see what happens. Oh, beautiful. Okay, color, and then similar to now you can also give an background image. I'll say image.asset. I think I already have my file name here, right? I'll go to images dot jpg. Now, if I have a background image, I can also give a radius. Let's give me 20.0. Give it 40. No, 30. Yes, good. Okay, so almost done. Yes. So what is that? Anything else what I can add to here?
Spacing between everything, between the chat calls and status and the content box.
Yes. So for that,
Number
what
of messages came. There is one more element that is number of messages came.
yes. So that basically I'll be hosting it as a challenge for you. Okay. There is a parameter there where you can do it, or there's another parameter how can help them out. Okay. So that I'm not going to tell you. Okay. So specifically, I have left small things which are not here, which I am not telling you. So how did you get to know about title? Because I know now there is also a parameter to do that. Okay, now I am not going to tell you that because I want you to work on that and get and share me the code. Okay, I'll also share you the completed code with this underground here with removal of this code, removal of this line, and there's also a line here which will come. So now what will I do? I have a list style here. So the first thing what I need to do is after a container I need to have a sized box. Why? Because I need some space. Let me add a comma first here first, and we'll have some height now. Because side box either I can give width or a height, but now I want to give a height of 10.0. Okay, now it looks good. Now what will I do? I will copy this. Now what I'll say? I'll say comma paste, comma paste, comma paste, paste, and I run it. Okay. So one other thing what we can do is also copy this sized box. Just checking it out. Okay. So this is see how simple it is to build an WhatsApp image, WhatsApp UI. Okay. So what we can do is just comma. We can copy paste this. Hmm? Okay. So now you can see this. Okay. So now there is a challenge for all of you where I'll share you this source code. Okay. You have to make small changes by reading to the documentation process and doing some things. Now, what is that? The first challenge is, wait, I'll open it in a paint. Okay. So the first challenge is now in our app, we have this line. We have a line here. Yes. Okay. So the first thing which I want to is remove this line. The second thing is I want you to, there is a line here, there is a thin line here. Okay. Now I want you to find out what has to be added here to get that thin line here, 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 here. Okay. And then next, I wanted to find out how do you do this? How can I add another parameter below this? Like here. Here. Okay, this is the third. And the fourth one is, what is this called? So you have a button here. I'm not going to tell it. So just by knowing it, you can always find out. But I'm not telling you the file name. I mean the class name. I want you to go and find out that how can I add this to here, which says chat right here like this. So these are the four challenges I'm throwing it to all of you, because this basically validates what you have learned in the past 2 days, and then it will also give me confidence that you have learned it and you are actually following it. Okay, so if you see the timeline required to do this is 5 to 8 minutes max, 5 to 8 minutes, because all of these things are just two lines of code. All you have to do is write 8 lines of code for all these things, and then your app will be ready. Got it, everybody? I'll see if I can push this code only. No, but there's some problem with this. So for now, what will I do if I want to share it, right? So if I share this image, you'll have an error, right? So I'll still give you. All you have to do is change background image to background color, add some color, or you can add your own image to that. So what I'll do, I'll post it on a text file. Okay. So any doubts so far? Any query? Anything which you want to ask? I hope everybody is there.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubts.
So if you have no doubts, either you are understanding everything or you are understanding nothing. Now what should I feel?
Hello,
Hello. Yes.
this is Kavya. Can we have a tabs instead of like a text calls status? Can
Yes.
we use a
Yes, you can.
tab?
Yes, you can use it. You can use it as well. You can use a tab host and directly do it.
Okay, thank you.
I wanted to step by step introduce new widgets. That's the reason I have used the list style here, because list style here was
Your,
tab host.
your voice is breaking.
I'm audible now.
Okay.
So you can also replace this row with a parameter called as tab. Okay, and then directly the only reason why I because I wanted to get bit things complicated, and then on the other hand, if you see, I see some disturbance from your side. Please, can you mute it? Okay. So now what I've done, I have. Please, can you mute, Kavya? Okay, so what I have done is whatever I have showed you so far, I did it using a list style. Okay, which you can directly copy paste this code and try it out. Apart from that, if you see whatever I have explained you in this, if you see I did not use a row column here. Okay, but then I have also implemented the same thing using rows and columns. If you see here, what I've done, added a container row. I have a row here, and then in that I have used all these things. Okay, so you can try it out both of these things. Okay, you can directly copy paste this whole code, and the first approach which I have done now I showed you with a new widget. This is this code is also shared with you. Along with that, I have shared you. I have worked on rows and columns, and that source code also shared with you, so that you can understand. If you don't know list style, can you still do this, and how do you do this along with this procedure? Okay, as I told you earlier, because before list style, if I would have told you, you would have only worked on rows and columns. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So I think now I should stop speaking, and I want you people to speak out.
Shall I stop recording the class?
I think if some of them would have doubts, right? So let's finish that up, and then I think then we can close it.
No, recording, just the recording.
Yes, you can stop the recording.